1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's 5. Fuck it. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the Lofat podcast, starring me, Jake Elworth, or Lofat Jake. Whatever you prefer. This will be a podcast about simply existing in the world, talking about things, letting my mind go free. We'll have guests on probably eventually. Probably guests from different communities, different backgrounds, different variations. That'll be good. I'm a little under the weather right now, but being that this podcast is now my sole form of income, I must continue to forge creatively onwards. A little bit about last week. I went to a Magic the Gathering tournament for the first time in probably about 5 or so years. It was god-awful. The smell was horrifying. And normally that's a joke, what a lot of people say, like, oh, nerds smell bad. But this smelled like onions, garlic, BO, diced bell peppers, some sort of meat, ham, pepperoni, and of course, farts. And I'm not trying to throw shade at them. Listen, you like what you like what you want to do. That is perfectly fine. It's cool. What's not cool is for me to go in there and judge you. Me to go in there and say, hey, this is gay and stupid, and also I have like $300 cards in this deck and I'm still getting my ass kicked. It's stupid. It's stupid to have a hobby where you spend so much fucking money on it like years ago, and they're like, oh, your cards are old now. Cards are old, so they suck now. They're not good anymore. They're gay. And I'm like, cool, dude. Like, that's awesome. That's awesome that my cards are fucking worthless now, I mean, but they're still, like, good on the, like, fucking website, The website's like, hey, yeah, this is valuable cards, like, $40. Like, sweet. Still getting your ass kicked. It's a shitty hobby. It's a shitty hobby. If you like it, that's cool. But it is a shitty hobby. Now, Warhammer, on the other hand, is a perfect hobby. It is probably one of the best hobbies on the planet. Actually, no, it's not this. I bought all these, like, years ago. Half of them are, like, completely unpainted. A lot of them are, just kind of things I kind of just, got. Got some cool Warriors of Chaos shit. That's fun. It's a cool faction. They're like Vikings, but they worship, like, Satan. That's fucking rad as shit. But it's just, it's hard to play people. And when I do get to play them, I just don't have that thing, that thing that says, focus on this. Focus on this right now. It's like, no, dude, I can barely watch movies now. I can barely play video games. I'm just completely gooned out, coon-brained on everything, man. It fucking sucks. One second. It's just like a really dumb way to be. It's not good to have hobbies that you've spent a shit ton of money on and then they'll go away. I mean, it's one of the things that happens in life, yeah, but I mean, it's not like, it's not something you should really do normally, It's like, I mean, I feel if I put in a lot of money, like, if I buy a TV or a car, it should still be running pretty fucking good into, like 10 years from now. It's just we have this consumerist mindset with everything, with our fucking hobbies too. Like, you can't just buy a simple pack of cards anymore and expect those cards to even give you the semblance of like a deck. You can't go in and buy like a stack of lands and a shit ton of other cards and then combine them together and be like, dude, I just have a deck, let's have fun, let's play the game. No, because some fucking weirdo guy has been following the game since the inception, buying all the content packs, will just wipe the floor with you, and then you're not having fun. But I would be fine if I lost fast, that's the thing. I'd be fine if I lost fast, but I don't lose fast. It's a commander game, so I lose within about, 45 minutes, it's like, fuck, dude, like, I don't want to lose in 45 minutes. It's like with, battle royale games, dude. Like battle royale games, I'll walk around for 7-8 minutes and then get shot in the back of the head. And I've kind of gotten everything kind of like, set up. I've had a little, gun and shit. And it's like, now all that's gone. All that fucking work is gone. And he's having a good time. I'm not. That's the thing, man. It's just hobbies in the world now. They'll just be like, they'll have a good time. You won't have a good time. Yeah. So, the reason I started this podcast solo is because I want to get friends in on it, of course. But I started this podcast because I want to get into comedy. My career is actually very fulfilling. Most people have an unfulfilling career, but mine's a pretty fulfilling career that pays pretty decently for a, single male who just wants to buy gas and food or buy a car. I need to buy a car. But it's good. I mean, I like so far. I mean, it's a newish job. I've been there about a month, but I like, I can kind of see when a job's absolutely horrible. And it's a production job too. So I'm basically like, I know in which day I'm going to do. It's really cool. Am I passionate about it? Yes, but I wouldn't say I'm ultra passionate. I wouldn't say I'm, here to fucking change the whole culinary world. I'm not going to go too much into it. It is in the food service industry, but it's nice. I like it. But I wanted to get into comedy because I think, now's my time. I'm 34. I have a good head on my shoulders. Not good enough to not have the occasional drink now and then. But I have a good head on my shoulders. Better at managing money. I'm going to do an open mic. This is actually before the open mic. So next episode will probably be, that. The fallout from that, what I've learned, what I've changed. And my podcast might end now and you'll never see me and you'll think I've killed myself. It's whatever. I'm thinking I'm gonna have this going for about 30 minutes though. I think I can have it go on for about 30 minutes. Now, no, silence is a good thing too. What the head of this is coming off? Whatever. Silence is a good thing too. You gotta have dead air. I was watching a Theo Von podcast, and I think it was no, it was Theo Von. It was Theo Von, and some of the UFC fighters, Sean Strickland, was talking about how his dad like savagely beat him, and there's just this poignant moment of silence in between their conversation, and I just thought it was awesome. I thought it was great because shit. What do you say at that? They crack some jokes a little bit, but really, the silence is kind of what matters sometimes. We need to be silent in our lives. We need to be silent in creation, in believing things. How many times does someone say something? I know for me, how many times does someone say something, and they immediately think of a counter to it? I'll have someone say, hey man, I really like Marvel movies. I'll think, that fucking sucks. All of them suck. But I never sit down and watch them. Now if a pretty girl says it, I'll of course be like, well, that's really cool. But that's because I'm fucking a horrible person. And only look at women as beings to please me physically and emotionally. And I don't mean that in terms of like, it's just sex. I'm talking about in terms of emotional, let's face it, man, when a girl says something to a man, a single man, a lonely single man, it means way more. You could literally walk down the street and some bodybuilder guy could be like, hey man, you look, actually, you know what, that'd be cool. When pretty people compliment you, like a genuine compliment, it feels good. Maybe some people don't find bodybuilders pretty. I think they're okay. I think they're attractive in a freakish but sincere way. I mean, they believe in something, I think it's horrible for general fitness, and horrible for the fitness industry, but really, they believe in something. They want to say, I want to see how far my limits of my body can go. And I want to make sure that when that happens, and when I die, I will look back on myself and say, I reached the peak of my physique, of my genetics, and that is what made me happy. That's really fucking cool, I mean, some of them can be dicks, but I think now they're more dicks. I think because it's a social media shit has given people just too much, too much. What is this coming off? Oh shit, it is. Fuck. Too much, play. It's cool to be a dick, and it used to not be cool to be a dick in the gym. At least at a certain level. Like a beginner, man. Like, you should never be a dick to a beginner. They deserve the most love and appreciation you can give them starting out. I mean, they're beginners. I mean, they don't have any frame of reference of whether they're good or bad or something. So you have to love them up. Oh, fuck. This cold is horrible. I probably shouldn't be recording this, but I'm going to. Because you know what? I had an idea in my head. Today. I said, this is what I was going to do. Nearly 10 minutes ago, I said I was going to do this, and now I'm doing it. And I'm going to post it on YouTube. Will anyone watch it? Fuck no. I don't give a shit. I like to be, and that's what I want to be. I want to be like, I was listening to Ari Shaffir, and he was saying, no, Ralphie May. Ari Shaffir, I was listening to some comedian, and he was saying that you have two types of success: creative success and financial success. I don't have financial success. I don't make a lot of money, but I do enjoy my job. If I get creative success, that's also awesome. Hopefully something that won't get me fired for my job, but we'll reach that. We'll reach that when we come to it, brother. We'll reach it when we come to it. God, I am so fucking hot. But I like the hood thing, so I'm not going to take it off. But, I had an idea. And said I'm going to record 30 minutes uninterrupted of my podcast. And I'm doing it. I'm going to get off this, go into the computer, and I'm going to upload it. I'm going to put my intro and all that shit, and I'm going to do it. And you know what? That idea will be there. That idea will be there forever. Hold on. I'm not jacking off. I'm just scratching my stomach. That idea will be there forever. It'll be on the internet forever. I can die tomorrow. No one can get access to my YouTube account. No one could delete the video. And it will be there for fucking ever, brother. I almost cut myself. This is active enough. It'll be there forever. And that's fucking rad as shit, I mean, imagine the horrible stuff. I mean, God, if you're like a porn star that killed herself, and the only thing that was left of you wasn't your parents' love or your friends, at your funeral. It was just you, doing debaucherous acts, and you hated it. You were about to get out of it, and that's it. That sucks. But if you're doing what you want to do, it's great. It's fucking great, But yeah, that's it, It's all about doing shit immediately, You have the thought, you do it. Okay, well, not everything. If you ever thought, everyone sees a police officer's gun, they're like, dude, what if I just grabbed it? I'm not going to shoot the cop. I'm not going to shoot anybody. I just want to grab it and be like, ha, I got you. Check that out. Give it back to him. Haha, I'm going to think about that next time. It's a meme. Yeah, but, I mean, shit, a lot of people probably think about it. I do. I just did right now when I said it. But when you think about stuff, the analysis paralysis will always get you. It'll always fuck you up because you're waiting for someone to do something. I could have waited for my other buddy's trying to do comedy too. I could have waited for him to get on the podcast with me, but we're not. We are doing this now. I have a horrible cold. Oh, fucking hell. I have a horrible cold, stuffed up nose, can barely talk. But I'm doing what I want to do, which I think might be a career in either comedy or the career I have now. It doesn't matter. That's the perfect point. If you are at a point where everything is vibing and everything is good, that's when you should make a humongous change. That's when you make a change. Because if you make a change when everything's bad, that's a good state. That's also a holy state. But it's also a good fucking state to be in, to change fucking shit when it's good. Radically change it. Let's say you get your dream job. It's going great. You're enjoying it. It's a little stressful, but it's good. And you decide to pick up jiu-jitsu and do a jiu-jitsu tournament. Holy shit, dude, that's fucking awesome. You're training, I mean a big one too. And you train and train and train and train and train, and then you go there, and whether you do good or not, doesn't matter. You did a huge change in your life. You could have easily just come home and watched Bar Rescue. And it's cool to watch Bar Rescue. Bar Rescue is fucking great. But, Or opening up a small business, you know? Like, that's... that's fucking great, you know? It's fucking great to have, like, a little small business. Just be like, hey, you know, you don't know what I can do. Be like, I'm gonna make jewelry, you know? I'm gonna make little tchotchkes, you know? For me, I'm gonna give comedy a shot. I might just keep doing this podcast. Who fucking knows? Who cares? I care, though. I care, and I hope you care. Listener, person watching this. I put this at 30 frames per second because I read somewhere that film actually goes at 24 frames per second. But you can't do 60 frames per second. News is normally done at 60 frames per second. Film is done at 24 to 30. And I think video games, fighting games are 60, but most cinematic type games will be at 30. Depends on how much the input like will fuck you up. Like obviously Dark Souls has to be like 60 FPS or it'd be fucking horrifying. Truly horrifying. Street Fighter, of course, it's a competitive game. Smash Bros, I guess, whatever. I don't know shit about it. Speaking of Smash Brothers, Triad Anime Con's coming. Oh, should have told him where I lived. Well, you don't know. Triad. It could be the fucking Yakuza Triad. I don't know. You don't know where I live. You don't know. It's probably geolocated. You probably look up where I live. You know, I have my Instagram. It's the same name. Who gives a shit? But Anime Con's coming up. And I was thinking about going there, but I don't want to go there for the rave and for the cuties, man. I mean, I have this mindset I've developed now. I'm not like, yeah, Chad, beautiful. I think I'm pretty handsome. I think I'm pretty nice. My personality, if you vibe with it, is like a fucking Israeli fucking airstrike on a Palestinian orphanage. It is fucking brutal, effective, and a lot of people will vibe with it if you are, I guess, a psychopath. I don't know, dude. Don't know where I was going with that, but basically the whole thing is my personality, if you vibe with it, I'm a fucking good time. A fucking good time. I like to think so. I'm trying to get out more, trying to do some more stuff. When in my 20s, I was depressed playing video games every day. You know, in my 30s, shit got crazy. From 29 to 33, I had a shitty job. At a hospital in their warehouse, and now I'm like becoming who I was meant to be. Also, a lot of that's going to a morning shift, so that's cool. But as I was saying, I'm giving myself the mindset that I can have any woman I want. And people say that, well, Jake, that's fucked up. You think you can get any girl here? No, I said I want. I don't. What if I want a Kim Kardashian and I go up to a Kim Kardashian? I might not get her. Might not get her, but I might get her laughing. And that, you know what, that's the thing to me. Even laughing at me a little bit. Hey, what the fuck? Who gives a shit? Okay, I do give a shit about that. That hurts my feelings. But I have the mindset where I can get any woman I want. And that is just a confidence you have to literally fake it till you make it. And that doesn't work for a lot of shit. It doesn't work for fake it till you make it. Doesn't work for open heart surgery. Doesn't work for special forces. Doesn't work for running a food truck or whatever. But faking it until you make it does work if you have this borderline confidence. This borderline fucking confidence where you, but it takes a lot. It takes good job shit too. And I keep talking about jobs, but jobs are also part of it. If you have a shitty job, it will fuck you up too. It'll take away that spark. If you can have a shitty job, but you also have to have a will you are doing. Me, it's food work, it's food service, culinary stuff. And maybe comedy or shit like that. Maybe podcasting, who knows. But that is my will, you know, that is my hope, my dream, my joy, you know, and because of that, you feel, at least socially, like nigh unkillable. You know, if somebody's like being a dick to you, like whatever, fuck it. Don't fight them. Don't even talk to them. Just be like, okay, come on by. You know, I mean, whatever, dude. I mean, it sucks in the moment, but you don't have to do shit. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, you need to get confidence. You don't need. I'd say I go against the orthodoxy, man. You don't need a nice car. You don't need a lot of money, and you don't need a good body. You know, all those are help. I almost took the X-Acto thing knife and sliced it across my finger. I'm gonna put that down and pick up this thing. I'm going against the orthodoxy and saying that a lot of shit, a lot of things. They do matter. They do matter. It is important. No woman's gonna want to marry a guy who makes like $1,000 a month. No one's gonna marry a guy who lives at home with his parents, and no one's gonna marry a guy who's super fat. But what if? You gotta look at those as handicaps. But they're the anti-handicaps. They're the handicaps that hinder you more, but if you get past them, personality, interest, hobbies, whatever the fuck it is, whatever you find to get past it, you can become unkillable. Unkillable. There are beautiful people with horrible body image issues. What if, and this is what I've told myself, one day I had this thought that changed everything. And I said, what if the person I was at Bojangles, what if the person at Bojangles who's making my biscuit, that's everything he wanted to be as a kid, it's everything he wanted to be in high school, everything he wanted to be in college, he got out of college, looked around, said, I want to work at a Bojangles, and comes in every morning at fucking 3 a.m. and makes Bojangles biscuits. And every day, he is in his Zen Siddhartha enlightenment bullshit, right? Every day, he does what he's wanted to do for the rest of his life. And it looks stupid, because it's Bojangles. It's like fast food. But every day, he doesn't make perfect biscuits, but he makes really good biscuits. And that's his will. That's it, That's his life. Imagine that person. Imagine that person and what they can do in their life now that's figured out. I make biscuits. What else can I do? Now imagine this. Imagine if you are super overweight, you have a car, and you have your own place, but they're not the best things. Not super overweight, like pudgy. Like, let's say 245, 5'9". That's pretty overweight, but let's say we have that. And you tell yourself, oh, I don't have this, oh, I don't have that, oh, no, bitch, everything within you is what you need. And that's the thing, I was talking to a friend, and it's about love. It's about love. Talking to a friend. More of an acquaintance, becoming a friend. A little bit of different worldviews. I think he's very misogynistic. I'm very much, I love women. He kind of hates them. But I was telling him, he was saying love doesn't exist. Love is wrong. Love is this. I hate love. It doesn't exist. People lie to me all the time, whatever. People lie to you and it's bullshit. Well, I looked at him and I said this. I said, love is. And I said, do you know what love is? And I looked at him. I was very intoxicated. And I said, do you know what it is? Do you know what love is? And he said, what is love? I said, love is. That is what it is. Love is. I learned that from a great YouTube channel called Meme Analysis. Love simply is. It simply exists. When we strip away all our shit, all our fineries and this and that in our cars and our jobs and all the shit, if we go out into the woods, into a field, we simply exist. Now, what if we took love? This sounds really weird, but what if we took love out there with you? You exist within love, then you simply is existing. I don't know. I'm kind of rambled, but I think it's kind of poignant, And I think me, I'm not looking for relationships, man. I don't even know if it's very applicable to look for body counts at this point either. Which is not murder people. But I don't think it's very possible to look at, bodies, at this point either, man. I just like women. I want to talk to them. I want to figure them out. I want to enjoy their company. So many men now, especially men like me, average looking, doing okay, but not rich, not super handsome, not in good shape. A lot of men like that are just falling to this void of pure nihilism and hatred for women. And hatred for women is just hatred for men, too. It's hatred for everybody. I get it, we have certain social shit, right? We have certain social things that... have us behave a certain way. We're conditioned. It's like going to a guy in Russia and asking him, hey, do you like vodka? And he's like, oh, yeah, I drink it a lot. Like, why? Oh, well, because, my friends drink it. Like, it's just, it's there. It's part of their culture, right? It's not like, it's just women are just, our culture makes women a certain way and men a certain way. That shit's shifting because of, dumb gay bullshit coming in with Elon Musk or whatever. I don't know, dude. It's been a good way for him. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Literally just be confident means, and here's the other thing I learned too. There are poisons in being sociable too. There are poisons. I think bars are pretty good, depending on how you use them. Going out alone to a bar is a fucking power play. That is badass. I did that recently, and it was fucking awesome. I was like, holy shit, I'm talking to people. Oh my god, that's so cool. I'm interacting with people. Awesome. It's cool. What's not cool is, like, this fucking sucks to say, but like jujitsu, Magic, Warhammer, video game tournaments. Those things aren't going to get you around the opposite sex, and they're not going to get you around different people. Only certain types of people do jiu-jitsu, homie. Like, it's really rich tech bros and people who have free time and money to do it. It's always been a rich man's sport. It is. It was back then in the fucking 1920s, bro. Magic, another rich man's sport. You're only going to meet nerds. You might meet an occasional girl, but she's probably just there because either friends with the guys and she plays Magic, or she's someone's girlfriend, or she works at the shop or something. And the thing is, she probably gets hit on by 1,000 other men like you, and it's like, fuck, bro. Like, she's probably like, that's like asking like a fucking Ukrainian special forces guy to fucking, walk you down the street. He's gonna be ready to fucking shoot anybody, I don't know, dude. Something like that. And what else did I say? Warhammer, same. Warhammer, I don't think Warhammer's too autistic for women to play. I'm sorry. Men have autism. Women have autism, but men have a shit ton of autism too. But whatever, it's autism. Don't do that. These are, they're being sociable, but it's with a certain group of people. You need to go, like, I'd even say CrossFit is better. A lot of people do CrossFit. Gyms are good. When people don't talk to people in gyms, you can kind of straighten a little bit of conversation. But gyms, everybody in some way goes to the gym. Everyone goes in something to the gym. Parks, hiking. Well, not hiking. That's a little too solitary. But, Groupon shit. I don't fucking know, dude. Like, go places where just you'll meet different swaths of people. Fuck, dude. I remember I went to a Greek party once. Not like a frat, but just a party of a bunch of Greek people. And I talked to one of the guys from the church I was going to at the time, and he was like, "Why are you going to go to the dance?" And he's like, "No, I'm not Greek." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not Greek either. I'm going." I'm like, "Fuck, dude. Who gives a shit?" And I did the weird like circle dance, and got drunk and just had a great time. Talked to a lot of people. Made some really good friends too, man. It was fun, dude. Met some really cool people. Was still awkward and weird back then. I wish I was like how I am now. I probably would have had a better time. Probably would have got some numbers, maybe, I don't know. But that's the thing, man. You gotta not be in your own little bubble. And this is from someone who's just getting out of the bubble. I just got out of the bubble. If with the bubble, like the bubble's maybe like a yard away from me. I've just gotten out of the bubble. But get out of the bubble. It's brutal. If you're not a sociable person, like I was in high school, like if you're just kind of a weird, like introspective person, it's gonna be fucking hell. It'll be hell. You will hate it. You'll hate it so fucking much. You'll want to go back in that bubble. And many people do still go back into that bubble. But fuck, man. That bubble's safe, it's warm, and it's kind. But you know what? You're not going to meet a person that's safe, warm, and kind. You're not going to meet people that are safe, warm, and kind if you stay in that bubble. Because that bubble is a slow fucking death. And by death, I mean, like, I want to, like, buddy, set me up, sorry. And by death, I mean, like, a good death. Like dying around by your friends, I don't fear death. I've been suicidal, like, majority of my life. Don't give a shit about death. What I do give a shit about is dying painfully. That's what gets me. Being tortured to death, I fear very greatly, as everyone should. But like just dying in your sleep, man, that's cool. But you gotta risk it, man. You gotta risk being tortured to death to, to, you know, get on your. Oh, fuck, all these things are coming undone. Look at that. Whatever. You gotta risk dying to yourself, to others. It sucks. No one likes to be made fun of. No one likes to be looked at badly. But, shit, dude. You just gotta do it. Next week's podcast will probably drop Friday. Maybe if I get with my buddy, I'll put out another one. This has been a nice chat with you. Thank you for coming over. And I want you to remember this. Love is. When someone asks you what is love, don't say, baby, don't hurt me. Say, what is love? You say, you look them in the eyes. And if it's a woman, you look them very deeply in the eyes. Or a man if you're gay, or a woman if you're a lesbian, or a trans man if you're, you know what I mean, if they're another gender you're attracted to. Look them in the eye and say, love is. Thanks. This has been the Lofat Jake podcast, episode 1, video podcast. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Namaste. And don't kill yourself. It's a temporary solution to a permanent problem. Inshallah, brother.